Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeye fans of all ages, the Ohio podcast proudly brings to you the Buckeye Lounge. I'm your host, Sean Schrock, along with my co host, the Wolverine Slayer herself, TG. What up, TG?
What up, Sean?
Another day.
Another day and another great day to be a Buckeye.
It's always a great day to be a Buckeye.
hmm
Could always be
And a
worse.
bad day to be a scum fan up north.
Oh, why did I have a feeling that might get covered tonight for some reason?
Because it got talked about before, especially because now there's even more major news coming out about this stuff as well. You know, the lawsuits even went up some more, right? By the way, just letting everybody know.
They have been sanctioned more than any team has ever been their program. I mean, it's crazy.
No program has ever been sanctioned as much, especially in the span of 5 years, like Michigan. It's crazy. I'm like, this program is just basically just a bunch of criminals at this point. That's all it
I
is.
mean, they make SMU look like choir boys. I mean, seriously.
I mean, at least with SMU, it was like you're spending money on players, which nowadays actually gets laughed at. Whereas, like, we're talking about illegal like activity, both federal and bylaws that have been broken by this program. Where it's like it's inappropriate type of scandals involving like being intimate with underage players or doing or having intimate photos with student athletes, or in this case of the bylaws, having the largest cheating scandal of all time, the worst cheating scandal and biggest cheating scandal in the history of sports. Where the only thing that's short of it is you bribing officials. That's the only thing that's missing. That's it. That's the only thing that's missing. And then on top of that, you have pretty much the biggest data breach in U.S. history. So like,
All by the same team.
all by the same team, all by the same people. Like, make it make sense.
What I don't understand is they keep defending it. I mean, that's crazy.
Oh,
It's
they're
like
starting to waver now. Some of them are starting to waver. It's like you're starting to realize what us Buckeye fans have been talking about, right?
exactly. No, we got a little bit of news this week. We had a great commitment by Jordan Thomas, a
Mm-hmm.
stud cornerback. Coach Walt killing it. Michigan is full of goof troops.
Yep.
Ryan Day's championship beer. Great to see you, buddy.
It's great to see you, man.
Now, Coach Walden, I mean, what a job he's done the last 2 or 3 years recruiting. I mean, BIA for sure. I mean, we're stacked. He's got talent stacked on top of talent. I mean, we're going to be loaded for the next few years. But this kid, what I like about him is he plays the outside. A lot of people were very upset that we lost Brock Hill, who is a very high recruit out of the state of Ohio. But what some people didn't realize is, yeah, he was a 5-star, five
Four
star,
star.
4 star,
Star.
maybe five, some rankings 5-star, but he's a nickel corner. He's
Yeah.
small. I mean, he can't play the outside. And that's not what
I
we're.
mean, you do got small corners who can play the outside. It's just that with how he plays, it's very simple to see. He's more of a slot corner than he's an outside corner.
Sure, no doubt. And I mean, we're covered there. We got Bryce West. There's all kinds of guys waiting their turn, and he wasn't going to get any playing time for a couple years. I mean,
Pretty much.
more likely. So
And not only that, but I think like with some of these Ohio recruits, some of them want to get out, spread their rings from the state of Ohio
sure.
State. Like some of these kids don't want to come. Like we talk about it with like Trey McNutt, he didn't want to come here. For granted, I mean it's because his mom hates Ohio State, but it's like let's be honest about something. It's like the truth is when it comes to Ohio State, even if we miss out on some in-state recruits, like the in-state recruits we should want to get are the ones that want to be here.
yeah, I agree. And a lot of times you can get a 3-star, and they turn out better than the 5 stars. I mean, Ohio
Mm-hmm.
State has the record for putting 3-star players in the National Football League. I mean, three
The
star
most of
recruits.
all time.
Yep. So
Most
that's,
of all time. And the
but,
only other team second to us, I think, is Bama.
but I mean, we were told. I mean, some podcasters up north who shall remain nameless said we can't develop here. I mean, taking a 3-star and getting them drafted into the NFL, dude, that's called developing your players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely. And not only that, but it's like, I mean, we talked about it because I know for a fact that it was brought up on like if you listen to the calling show with Chris on Monday, him and another caller whose name I tend to forget. I'm sorry, but they brought up how like these recruiting sites when somebody commits to Ohio State, their rankings drop. And it'd be like, and it's true because I mean, people just like I just saw it too with Chris Henry Jr. and he brought it up as well that Chris Henry Jr. just got like dropped to 24, and I'm like, really?
What's funny is on Twitter, I called out Steve Whitfong for it, and he said that
Yeah, I saw the
it's
tweet you
amazing.
showed me. I'm like,
It's
bro, like,
amazing that
dude,
I
y'all
was
are
able to consider
cons.
that. But
But if you listen to the call-in show as well, because after I called in after the dude and I said it's really beneficial to Ohio State because whether on 24/7 and all these other recruiting sites know, it actually benefits Ohio State that you're doing that. Like either way, you're losing the side of the spectrum because you're basically telling everybody Ohio State can develop players without getting a whole bunch of 5 stars. And imagine if Ohio State's winning a national championship without ever getting the number 1 class ever. So then it kind of like, what does that tell you?
yeah,
And then think about it like this. If we do get 5 stars, like they start like elevating people, well, then that's actually worse because then it's like, well, it's every bit as bad, I should say, because it's like Ohio State's getting the number 1 class and they're dominating and they're winning all the time, and it's like you can't win that battle with
no,
Ohio State. You just can't. Like either you're going to keep like your best bet would probably be to keep the rankings where they're at, like keep these players where they're at and stop dropping them. Like if you don't like it, like because instead you're just helping Ohio State in every case. Because if they go on a run and they win the national championship without ever having the number 1 class, first of all, it makes your recruiting rankings look pretty sus.
no doubt.
Not only does it make it look sus, but it actually makes Ohio State look better on top of the fact that they can develop players and get and win national championships without ever having the number 1 class. Or if they do have the number 1 class and they're going on that dominant run, it kind of just shows. So it's like you have a lose-lose situation with Ohio State for recruiting sites. Like, and again, I don't mind it because it's like, hey, Ohio State's gonna develop these players, send them to the NFL, make these recruiting sites look stupid like they always do, like they did with Chris Olave. Remember, he was
Mhm.
a 3-star. He was actually at the bottom. Whether people know this or not, he was actually at the bottom of his class. I'm talking about overall, not just the wide receiver class, but overall in his class. He was at the very bottom. And
Well,
guess what? He's the best, arguably the best player in his entire class. The only other guy in that conversation with him is his teammate Garrett Wilson.
hey, dude, man, thank you so much. $50 super chat, Sean, sweet TG, keep bringing it. I almost said
Thanks, dude,
sweet tea.
man.
Dude,
Thanks,
man,
man.
thank you. Appreciate you, bro. We appreciate y'all in the chat. Always
Yeah,
coming
make
in
sure
here.
you guys like, share, subscribe, get this out to friends, family, and everybody you know, and help us get this show out there.
And we
And keep sending these super chats. It helps.
we have by far the best chat, most loyal people, man. Every week
Hmm.
they're here, and they're always on the Ohio podcast, bringing it too, and always bringing it. They never let up. And when those scum fans kind of sneak in, they tear them up. So
Yeah, I mean, I said it before. I'm gonna let these fans just tear them up, and if any of you start crossing the line, I'm gonna tell them kick you out, or they can go all in on you in the chat and really get personal with you. I don't care. Don't come in this chat acting like an a-hole, because you're not gonna like it. Just telling you.
Tyler is a great wrench, and he will not put up with any crap, and he will boot you.
Yeah,
So
same with Lacey.
Lacey, yep.
Yeah. Ryan Day's championship bill. I'm from Chicago. Like this question. I'm from Chicago.
You can just see that attitude, that fire she brings. They don't call it the Windy City for nothing.
Yeah, they're pretty practically. But yeah, no. I mean, Jordan Thomas, I think, is an excellent gift for the Buckeyes. I think he's gonna be spectacular here at Ohio State. He's a great outside corner. We could put. This is why I'm saying this. BIA will continue to be a thing. I know we had like, because some people, and I remember the whole thing where people were saying BIA hasn't been good in a while, and I'm like, guys, it's been like 2 years since BIA's been good. Two years. 2 years. And it's because we had a terrible defensive coordinator the first year. And the second year, we had to pretty much figure out a very complicated defense, is probably the best way to put it. Like, so no, of course the defense wasn't good the first 2 years. These guys were very young. Like, these guys were in their freshman year, their sophomore year, and it took them a while to learn. So, like, at the end of the day, it's not like BIA was gone. It's just that it took a step back because of bad coaching decisions in a lot of ways.
And
It's just the reason.
And when you got a defensive coordinator that comes in and blitzes all the time, and you're leaving your guys on islands, and you're playing, straight up cover. You're playing cover one or cover zero, not cover one, cover zero, and you're leaving your guys on islands. You're gonna get exposed,
At
especially
times,
at
because
times.
I'm not gonna lie, our guys can actually handle going man-to-man coverage now than they did then, because at
Yeah,
that point they could not do it. Now they can. Like, if you saw with Ward, with Iggy, even though I know Iggy had his grabbing problems, but still, um like, you see what they were literally always being, they were now able from 23 and 24 to go man to man and handle themselves, but still always have a freaking safety up top for just in case.
exactly. You always get.
Mhm.
Oh man, Ryan Day's championship beard gifted one Ohio podcast membership. Thanks.
Nice, man.
And Tyler got it. Oh,
Oh, nice, Tyler.
the Buckeye Lounge has a mayor. That's the Shrockstar. The Buckeye Lounge has a governor. It's definitely TG. I'll tell
Thank
you
you,
what.
Andre.
Thank you. We'll be co-mayors. How about that? We're a team. So there's,
Yeah.
we
I
play
mean,
off.
I don't mind you being the mayor if I'm the governor. That's fine.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm good with either way. But thank you guys. We totally appreciate that. No,
Yeah. So, like, but still, I'm actually happy about the defense, and I'm so sick of the disrespect that Ohio State kids. Like, dude, have you seen some of these rankings?
let them keep disrespecting those kids.
Like,
I
Josh
love it.
Pate had Ohio State at 8, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
What the better question is, what is right with Josh Pate? That would probably be the easier question to ask. Answer. Honestly, the guy. Constantly.
I mean, the one thing he did start to do, because I saw a tweet that he put out regarding the Michigan scandal, saying that they should have like a multi-year pro season ban for this stuff. So at least you start getting that right.
No, you see him, and they're starting to see some of these guys backpedal now. They're starting to
Mm-hmm.
backpedal. Before it was, it's nothing's gonna happen. Loss of scholarships, big fine, that's it. Now
No,
all of
like,
a sudden,
even they're backtracking to a point where it's like it's gonna be a lot more than that, and it's like you're starting to see exactly how serious the NCAA was taking this from the beginning. Like, we've been saying it for the longest, people. The NCAA, and I'm gonna keep on saying it, they don't like it when you try to throw them the double bird. Just because they
not
can't
really.
enforce rules regarding NIL does not mean they can't enforce the rules that all the schools agreed upon in the bylaws. They have the right to. They can. The courts can't do nothing about that. So they can enforce those rules. People talk about, oh, their championship won't get like taken. Please. CFP, the CFP committee, and even like the people who are in charge of the awards, which I'm not even gonna bother trying to remember their committee name, because they've screwed up on so many Ohio State players not getting awards. Kind of irritates me. But they took away Reggie Bush's Heisman Award because the NCAA told them to. This BCS was its own entity, and they still took away USC's national championship.
Uh,
So be real with yourself. The CFP committee literally said it. We follow the NCAA's rules. If they tell us what to do, if they tell us that this team is not eligible for postseason, we're not letting them in the postseason. If they say this team, you need to strip them of their national championship, they're going to strip them of the national championship. Like, what are we doing?
the CFP came out last year and said teams that go into the playoffs have to be eligible. So if
Mm-hmm.
NCAA makes them ineligible, they will not be eligible for the playoffs. So there's
Right.
they won't let a Michigan or Ohio State sit, or one of these big brand
Yeah,
teams sit.
they did it. Like, they did it to Ohio State back in 2012.
But look, Alabama didn't make the playoffs last year, and
Right.
either did Michigan. I think the ratings did just fine, didn't they?
Honestly, the ratings did better.
It didn't collapse. Honestly,
Right.
that's two of the biggest brands are not in the playoffs. It didn't collapse.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually think about it too, with Michigan's natty run, I'm gonna get back to the whole Ohio State, the disrespect we've been having in a second. But when it comes to to Ohio State's run, do you know that if you look at the TV ratings, Ohio State's games are in there, it are like in there 8 times in the top 20, 8 times more than anybody else. And then when it comes to overall the top 50, top 100 games, Ohio State's in there a lot more than any program, which is hilarious.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of disrespect, today, man, when I kind of knew it was going to come, but the Ohio State Texas game, big noon kickoff. Come on, guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Fox,
I'm,
come on, man. Come on, man. Like, can we get like a night game every once in a while on Fox? Can we?
I mean, the
Like,
ratings would
you
have been
got
off the
like,
roof.
guys. It's only because you have Ohio State there. You know that's the only reason. You put any other game there, no, nobody watches.
No,
Like, imagine this: if Ohio State wants a night game, which I think eventually you're going to see them start flexing their power to do that a little bit more to get some more night games. Even though I have seen some reports that they may be backtracking on that a little bit because you have seen fans starting petitions saying, please move this thing to a night game. Move
it
it to a
deserves
night
to be.
game.
It deserves to be. I
I mean,
mean,
think about it. The Texas game back in the following year in 27, I believe, or 26, the Texas game is going to be literally at night, which is a huge advantage for Texas. Like if you put Texas in a night game against Ohio State, it's a huge advantage for Ohio State. But no, we're going to do it at noon.
that's because Ohio State draws the numbers and these other teams don't, and that's what's BS. Because they know if they put Ohio State at noon, Ohio State's going to draw. The fans are going to watch, and that's what sucks. Is we've
I
been
mean, this is what
telling.
sucks, but it's like it kind of just tells you how people don't like give a damn about all the other Big Ten brands. It just tells you how much they don't care. Like it shows you just how valuable Ohio State is. Because when the SEC says outside of Ohio State, who the Big Ten got, is they lying?
I mean,
Is they?
no, I mean Oregon's starting to kick it up some, so I'll give them a little bit of credit, but they're
I mean,
not
but would
there
you
yet.
really put them on for a noon game? Because their stuff would be like at 9 a.m. on their stuff,
No,
and
no, I
nobody's gonna
wouldn't.
do
That
that.
would be
Like,
bad because nobody from their fan base would be watching. I mean, exactly 9 a.m. I mean,
now
I was
Buckeye fans will watch at 9 a.m.
I tell you what,
Everybody know that.
I was out in Vegas and during football season when those games come on at like 9 a.m. It stinks, man, because you're out there and you're just getting up for breakfast, and sometimes some people might be a little get that brown bottle flu, if you know what I mean. And then you
Hmm.
got to get up and try to go to the casino and place a bet on a couple of games, and that's a rough. It can be a rough morning. So
Yeah. Steely, thank you. Michigan recruiting is kicking butt. Super funny is their recruiting. I checked it is like in the 50s, 60s. It's like it's that bad. But again, recruits don't want to go there because they see what's finna happen, and they saw Michigan was lying straight to them right then and there. Like
I,
everything they said won't go is happening.
I got to give Steely props, man, because if you might be you're the Wolverine Slayer. I mean, he's probably Wolverine Slayer number 2 on the list. I mean, right behind you, because he just destroys them a different way. You go take their manhood, and he just diabolically just kills them, and they're not even smart enough to realize that he's insulting them. I mean, sometimes it's hilarious. I mean, the way he goes at them.
Yeah, I've seen it. He actually had put it in our group chat, like what he was doing with Maze Madman and TJ. That TJ that from the Bozo Brigade. It's like it
Oh
was
yeah,
super funny. I'm like, dang, dude, that's funny.
he took some shots at me too. I don't want to give him any, you know, don't mention him on here. He doesn't deserve it. You know, how much you guys want to bet the Texas game, Penn State game, Illinois game, of course, Michigan will all be on at noon. Every
Yeah,
decent
all of
game
them
will be noon.
practically would be at noon. Or there is a chance if we get on some different network. Because remember, the last time we do a night game, every time we do a night game is if we go on like a different network, like NBC or CBS or the Big Ten network. It's like if we go on another network, if we're not on Fox. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, like isn't ESPN getting the Texas Ohio State game? They're gonna get that for a night game. So it's like it's always if we go to some other network that we're gonna get the night game. Like if we come to Fox, we're not getting the night game.
No,
Just not.
I would love to see I would maybe Illinois because it's in Champaign, but Penn State would be you'd want Penn State if you're not going to have Texas, you'd want Penn State because that's the other big game at home this year.
I mean, and speaking of that, the disrespect is, dude. I always watch other podcasts, not the Michigan ones, because I can't handle the stupid. I just can't. Like they just if I watch a podcast, I just feel less intelligent every time. But every other podcast I watch, and what's super funny is about the Penn State like podcasters, especially one in particular on the Lockdown Network, and it's like you really like you truthfully believe that this is your year to beat Ohio State, like 22-1, yo yeah, 21-1, yo yeah. 2018 one year. I mean, dude, you've had chances to beat Ohio State when they've been at their worst, and you had NFL receivers back when Ohio State actually had some like problems in the secondary, and you still lost those games. So like, miss me with this crap about and in the most unintelligent thing this dude said on the Locked On Nittany Lions, I think, is like he's like, they're gonna be installing a new defense on Ohio State, and it's like, what's wrong with you? Do you keep up with Ohio State? Do you do your freaking homework, fool? Matt
No.
Patricia literally learned the freaking Jim Knowles defense, and they literally have said he already learned the defense and he's implementing wrinkles that make this defense even deadlier than it was last year. And it's just little wrinkles. It's not like he started adding a bunch of stuff. What are we doing?
And the thing about Patricia is he will take advantage of the players he has. He will
Right?
put
Like,
them in the best spot to be successful. He'll see CJ Hicks and say, you know what? You can't read your keys very well. You're not a great linebacker, but what can you do well? Oh, you can pass rush from the corner. Guess where he's going to be? In the end, pass
yeah.
rushing.
That's what Matt Patricia doesn't have a system. His system, like any system he uses on defense, is completely player personnel based. It's all about the players. And Lee, I see what you're talking about. Let me tell you something right now. When it comes to that Locked On Wolverine fool, I don't watch that clown at all. I don't watch him. I don't. I'm not. I said it before. I can't watch Michigan podcasts because otherwise, most of them anyway. Like there's like what, 1 to 2 good ones that I watch, and that's it. But a great majority of them are like legit. Make your intelligence. It makes you feel like you're the dumbest person on planet Earth. Like legit, you feel stupider every time you're watching these podcasts.
Andre Green has a great point. James Franklin always finds a way to James Franklin. Games away for
Pretty much.
pedestrian state. I mean, he does. I mean, I will give him credit though. I mean, since he's been there, they're averaging 10 wins a year. I mean, that's better than what was happening there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is. I would say he's a good coach. I would not say he's elite. I wouldn't say he's great. I'll say he's a good coach for what he does. He's a good coach. But one thing these Penn State people got to realize is Jim Knowles. It took him 3 years to put that defense in at Ohio State.
Yep.
And
It took 3 years.
one thing about Penn State, what are they always famous for? Always having a good defensive line. Having them ends that like to rush the quarterback. Four
Mm-hmm.
down linemen. Where did him and Larry Johnson butt heads over? Four
Four
down
down D
linemen.
linemen. That
So
is the biggest thing. And like Tyler said, it's like they act like as if we don't know his defense as if he hasn't been on this team. Like that's even funnier because when I watch some of these people, it's like, and they talk about like how much they're obviously they know that their wide receivers ain't nothing like Ohio State, but they're like, oh, our offense might be able to finally get some against their defense. It's like, no, dude, the defensive backs have said this countless times. Going against Ohio State's receivers, if your receivers are nowhere near as elite, they're going to trounce your wide receivers. Like your receivers, if they ain't matching up to Ohio State level, they're gonna lock your receivers down. They're gonna do it with ease.
because you figure every day in practice they go against the best receivers in America. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
best on best. So the receivers are always going up against the best defensive backs, and the defensive backs are always going up against the best receivers.
Every day,
I
and
mean,
that's why the wide receivers. That's why when you look at wide receivers from Ohio State in the NFL and defensive backs in the NFL, there's a reason why they're so freaking good. Like why we're defensive back and wide receiver you. There's a reason for that. It's because of that very competition that we have between the two, and the fact they have elite coaching. Like if you talk about like Penn State's wide receiver coach, you ain't. What are we talking about here? I mean, their wide receiver coach doesn't even stand up to Devin Jordan. And by the way, we're also gonna have Chris Carter, Chris Carter on the freaking coaching staff. So like one of the greatest players of all time we're gonna have on this legit one of the greatest players of all time we're gonna have on the staff at wide receiver coaching the wide receivers. So like, what are we doing?
What's awesome is you got the old goat, Chris Carter, who was the goat for the longest time until JJ got here, and you got the new goat. So both of
Yeah.
them are going to be, on the same team. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that CC will be able to pass down to JJ that he doesn't know already. I mean, the kid's, phenomenal as it is, but it's only going to get better with having someone like Chris Carter teaching them.
Yeah, Ryan Day's championship beer, Yoder went on Scoop and said that Scum was gonna be a championship team.
Yeah.
They went to the Reliquous Bowl. That they clearly have no idea what's going on. No, I think Yoder knows. He just likes being the Michigan fan. I think he
No,
does.
he seriously came on there and thought that they had a championship defense and that they were going to make a run for it. He literally thought that.
If he literally thought that, I would say, dude, you are literally delusional. Because people say you're the most straightforward Michigan dude all time. I'm like, if you literally believe that, no.
Hey, College
No,
Huddle, thanks for gifting a membership. The Natural got it. Our boy, the Natural. Congratulations, Natural.
yeah.
College Huddle official member. Thank you for doing that. We really appreciate you.
Yep, really appreciate you guys. And I'm not gonna lie though, it's like it's just something that always like makes it funny. Is people keep talking about the amount of talent we lost to the NFL. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is this new to Ohio State or are y'all just like just saying stuff out of your ass at this point? I get it. We lost a lot of talent, but
We
it's like, but is that anything new for Ohio State? We've been losing talent to the NFL for how many years?
I mean, we had we set the record, then LSU broke it, but the year we set the record, we came back
Unless
and
we didn't
still
break it,
were,
they tied it.
but they
Georgia broke it.
oh Georgia broke it, but I mean they still were they were contenders the next year with all them people gone. I mean,
Right.
we don't rebuild, we reload. And you know
All the
what?
time.
Just go and people are like, well, you're arrogant. How can you say that? Well, go look at the, the records, man. Go look at the track record that Ohio State has. They have never had a down period. They've had, a losing season
One.
here, losing
Yeah.
season there, but they've never had a period where it's been all rebuilding because even in the Cooper eras, and you know what? We get on John Cooper, but he was in contention for titles. He won
Yep.
Big Ten titles. He was in contention for, national championships, but he just lost to Michigan or he blew that one to Michigan State. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we're still relevant. I mean, it's not like we had Rich Rod, or Brady Hoke era type stuff going on here.
That's because Ohio State knows how to hire good coaches. Like they don't just look for your average Joe off the street. They're looking for coaches that know how to do their damn job.
Exactly. I mean, it's bad that when Earl Bruce when he got fired, he was the winningest coach in the Big Ten when he got fired, and he was going 9-3, and they got rid of him. So I mean that says what kind of expectations are set here at Ohio State. That's not good enough. We're
Yeah,
already in
and
double digit wins, and people are still on Ryan Day's butt about that.
yep, pretty much because we have higher expectations. And like Lee, listen, never take what these people say seriously. Like Bryce Underwood's gonna be more prepared than Julian Sand. And did Bryce Underwood has he ever stepped on the college football field? At least Julian Sand's been on the national title team. He sees what it's like. He practiced with his team. Yes, he still got to get some more experience, but it's like, dude, get real with yourself.
Uh, I tell you what, this is what Michigan fans are doing right now, guys. I'm gonna tell you, this is what they're doing. They're all getting their cards ready. They
Hmm.
got their card out. They got their little victim card out because after they get smacked, they're all gonna be crying of overreach. Oh, we didn't deserve that. They only did this to us because we're Michigan. We didn't deserve it.
Go suck some balls. Go suck some balls, you irrelevant fools.
Family friendly, Fram.
Hey, why do you think I said balls? Because that's all they do. What do you think they do? That's all they do. Look at how they are sucking on Jim Harbaugh. Like they just cry for that man to come back. Please, Jim, come back.
He
Please.
can't.
When this
He
guy
can't.
literally just put your freaking school in the devastation it's in. You irrelevant idiots who have no common sense. You have no freaking backbone whatsoever. It's what I said about pretty much a lot of you Michigan fans for years. You are nothing but pansies. You are pansies. You are
Jellyfishes.
soft little pansies who don't belong in the real world. Go see, like you're just nothing but a bunch of losers who sit in your parents' basement with your pictures of Desmond and Jimmy up in there with feces in the basement, just acting like a bunch of fat losers who don't know how society works, who can't think for themselves, who just have pure delusion, pure stupidity. Like literally, you fans literally make what we say about having a Michigan diploma factual, which is what does it mean to have one if you are this level of stupid?
The problem is those people didn't actually go to that school. They're what they call Walmart Wolverines, most of them. So, they just want to be part of the Michigan brand. But a lot of those guys couldn't get in that school. I mean, those fans that talk on these chats, they couldn't get in there. I mean, 90% of
I
them
mean, are we
couldn't.
sure though? Because we know Michigan will let stupid people in. I mean, just look at Desmond Howard for example. Just look at him.
He could run fast, though. I mean, he
Who
could play
cares if
ball.
he can run fast? He ain't that smart. This dude be saying dumb stuff all the time.
TG, why don't you really tell us how you feel? I think you don't. You're not honest right now. I don't think you're actually telling us how you really feel.
What do you mean? How I really feel?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What do you mean? How you really feel? Because like I don't think you want me to tell you how I really feel. I'm keeping it friendly, okay?
Oh, Eric, we're sorry. Boxy. Oh, poor Bogsy back there. We love you, Podfather.
Oh, thank you, Andre. This one's good. Desmond Coward. Because that's really what he is.
T-
I mean, that's what he is.
oh
It's like
yeah,
it's kind of funny. I've been thinking to myself with even Charles Woodson. I'm like, dude, how did you go to that school and somehow you're smart actually?
Charles Woodson was an amazing running back in high school. I actually I lived like 15 minutes from where he grew up, and I got to watch him play high school football. I actually saw a game when I was a freshman in high school, and it was Sandusky High School versus Fremont Ross, and not yeah Fremont Ross, the Little Giants. On Fremont Ross was Charles Woodson. On Sandusky was Orlando Pace. These guys are in high school. I mean, could you imagine being rivals? I mean, that's a big rivalry around where I live, those two schools.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are you rivals in high school, then you go to Michigan. One goes to Michigan, one goes to Ohio State, and you're rivals again in college.
Yep.
I mean, who?
That'd be the funniest thing in the world too. But it's like I said, I would never understand how a guy like that smart went to Michigan of all schools. Because like I said, it seems like you go there, your intelligence just. I mean, if you go there for law, that's great and all. But it's like if you go there for any other reason, you come out dumber on the other side for some reason. You just seem stupider. I don't know why that is.
See, when Woodson went there in the mid '90s, though, they were the ones they were winning the rivalry all the time. I mean, Ohio State. John Cooper came in, and he came in, and the first year was really bad. And then he had a couple so years. Then he started getting these NFL type talent. But I mean, Michigan was good during those years, real good. I mean, they beat us most of the
Ohio
time.
State had better teams. It's just that the coaching wasn't good.
I mean, there was a couple of those games. It was just one play, one fluke, a bounce here. I mean, our All American cornerback slips on the turf. I mean, I don't know if they just got too tight most of the time, but I mean, that's just another whole nother show to try to analyze that. We'll have to get.
I think one of the former players that talked about it is like, yeah, they got too tight too much.
I mean,
That was the biggest reason. They got too tight because of how much pressure was on that game.
because the only time Cooper ever beat Michigan is when there was no pressure, because they had already
Hmm.
lost. There was nothing on the line. They weren't going to win the national championship. They weren't going to win the Big Ten, and they beat Michigan. I mean, it was just and he beat them twice and he tied them once. And the moron president we had at the time said that was the biggest win in Ohio State history, which was a tie.
No.
Which yeah, that's what he said because they'd lost like 4 straight years, I think it was to him. So they tied him, and he was celebrating like they'd won the national championship. The president of the university, Gordon Gee. Oh, Kirk Herbstreit was actually the quarterback in that game too when they tied it.
Which is super funny. But on top of that, funny fact is, I think that's also why Ryan Day could win this game is because there's not as much pressure on it as it once was. Like the reason why I think it was so much pressure, is like obviously it would define our season if we did, because if we win that game we can go and compete for our national championship, but if we don't, our season, we're not in the playoffs, none of that. But now you don't have to worry about that. As a matter of fact, there's not as much pressure for you to win it as much. I know some
No.
people say we could bring it up, oh, like they could bring up the win loss whatever, like no, at the end of the day it's more of we don't have to worry about winning that game as much, because what is our floor? 10-2, which, let's be real, 90% of college football teams would love to have that, 95 at least. And our ceiling is like undefeated national champions at the utmost, or just national champions in general, no matter what. And the middle ground is like us losing one game and then going on a run to win like the freaking natty. So like
Now, don't
that's
get me
more
wrong. There's probably going to be a year or two when, you know, maybe one team or both, one of the teams on the verge of, being in the playoffs, and they're going to need to win that game to get into it. Now, that could bring a little bit more, but there's also the chance that we might end up playing each other 3 times in the same year. How crazy
No,
would that be?
yeah, well, first, that's not going to happen because this program is going to suck for the next 20 years, which is going to be great, to be honest. But that would be, again, that would be great for the rivalry, but it's like, again, that program's going to suck for the next, like, 20 years. So, no, I don't see that happening. And what's funny, Grandpa Bob brings this up. Love to see Carr's grandson spurn scum because of Harbaugh. That says it all about scum to me, which is true. And,
Carr was a class act. I will give him that. Being
mhm,
a scum coach, he was the last coach that they had that was a class act. I mean, that
yeah.
wasn't a joke. I mean, he's
Yeah,
the
and
last
he
real coach
says
they
Day
had.
needs to be in playoff more during Michigan week. I think he's just gonna coach it like his usual game. I think he's gonna be in a better because in the Michigan game typically he just tightens up because of how big of a pressure cooker it is. But like I think in this game you're going to see him coach much more looser, all because of the fact he's got the natty, he's got all that off his back, and imagine if he repeats too. Like that would be the greatest thing. I would again. I say it all the time. I'm taking the natty over the scum game. I don't care. You can fight me on it. I'm taking the natty over the scum game. I'm sorry. If I had to pick one or the other, I'm picking the natty.
Well, one of the reasons why I am is because I've seen Ohio State beat scum more times. I've seen them lose to them, and I've only seen 3 natties. I want more natties. If that
Yeah,
means
like this
they have to
century we have
sacrifice
like
the game,
six natties, and across like all the eras combined, we've competed for nine and only won three. So I want to see Ohio State win more.
I mean, since I've been alive since '78, they've competed for. Let's see, they've won three. They lost to Florida. They lost to LSU. Then when I was one, they played Earl Bruce's first year in '79. They were undefeated and they played USC in the Rose Bowl, which I don't remember because I was one. But I've seen replays of the game, and that team ended up losing at the end by 1 point to a very better USC team. But they would have won that game. They would have won the national championship. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's seven
Now,
times, and since I've been
yeah,
alive, I mean, that they played for it. I mean,
yeah. Andre asks, would back-to-back natties put Ryan Day ahead of Woody? Here's what I will say: if he wins like a couple more natties, it could. If he wins a couple more natties, I would want him to win a couple more because what Woody has five. I think Ryan Day can win like five or six.
Woody had a couple that slipped away too. I mean, so
Yeah, he did. That's the thing, though. But I do think with Ryan Day, especially with the 12 team playoff, we have a chance to win one every year. So it's
yeah,
like I would take that in a heartbeat, to be honest.
one
And
thing
I
that
will. And the other thing that will put him over is if he has a winning record against Scum. Again, I think that's just because that's Ohio State, and it's like you're gonna have to have a winning record, and I think he will because we all know these Michigan games, if we're being honest, from the last 3 years, they're gonna get a race, and they're all gonna have like a 1-0 record against Ohio State. Whereas, and if Ohio State goes on this lane where they could treat it like another game and they ain't got to be stressing about it all the time, I can see Ohio State winning this game under Ryan Day for like the next set of years. I could see that.
well, if they take those three, I mean, three of the four, I mean, that make him 1-1, so he'd be
hmm
500. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm just saying within these last 4 years, but the reality is he is 1-1. Really, he's 2-1 because I'm still gonna say y'all wussied out of the freaking of the 2020 game because you knew you were gonna get your butts kicked. So like, miss me with that.
now I got a question for you, and I'll even pose it to the chat. If we go back to back, are we worried that he jumps to the pros then? Because
No,
the pros are going to be calling, and let's face it, a lot less. You get time off that you don't get for college. It's not as brutal of fan base, and that's
I
a lot of money.
actually, NFL fan bases are pretty brutal. Like
Well,
they are.
but not like the college, and you get time off. There is an off season where you actually get to relax. You get time off. It's not like college football is.
I don't
So
see him jumping unless it's like to a good situation because I think Ryan Day is going to be very picky about that because he sees like when it comes to the organization you go to, like you look at like what would be a solid organization, maybe the Las Vegas uh, Rams or maybe
LA
maybe
Rams.
the Saints, maybe like some stable type of franchise, like at least a stable franchise, like at least where it gives him a chance. But the only team I really could see him going for would probably be the New England Patriots because he's such a fanboy. of the Patriots. So
Vrabel's already there, so I mean, and
yeah,
Vrabel's a
I'm just saying though,
yeah,
like that probably would be the only real job he would realistically look at. But the only other jobs he would take would be for stable organizations. Um, Tyler says, "Give me the Natty any day of the week. You don't hang banners for beating Michigan, which is true. You you win. When you win the Natty, you hang banners, which is absolutely factual. Because again, I always say it, the games we remember for Ohio State, we never really, if winning the game mattered for so many years, we probably would talk about the teams that beat Michigan more than we don't. Because we really don't talk about them. We just talk about the Natty teams. Like the teams, like when we do talk about the teams that won a Natty, I mean, that didn't win a natty. It's all because they may be some of the best teams to never win a national championship, like the 2019 team. That is one of the best teams. 2020 is another one. 2018, like some of these Buckeye teams, or you bring up like '07, 2010, 2012, like especially because we all believe we should have won the natty that year anyway. So,
well, like that '06 game, number one versus number two, and
mm-hmm.
that was such a huge game, but it kind of gets pushed to the side because they didn't win the Natty and they got killed by Florida in the championship game. So that
Yeah,
game kind of
and
gets
you remember Ted Glenn got injured in that game.
exactly.
So
That's what killed. I mean, he ran back to opening kickoff, then they step on his foot, and it's just
no, offensive lineman got rolled up on his by defensive lineman on Ted Glenn's leg. So that's what happened. Honestly, Sean, I called day 2-1 over Michigan with the 2020 games. Not showing up, I count that as well as a win as well. Like I said, and it's again they fake COVID, and I'm on the record saying that and I don't care. Like you can't tell me they didn't. Day cares more about developing young men than a career in the NFL. He will stay for at least 10 years. Honestly, that's the other reason why I think he could stay. Is he does give a dang about these young
you know,
men. He
I
does. He cares more about these young men.
I still think as a competitor, since he's been in the NFL, I think sooner or later, I think he's going to want to test that water to see if he can go there and win as a head coach. I mean, a lot of these coaches want to. I mean, they want to. I mean, even Nick Saban did it. I mean, Meyer tried it. Meyer got smacked and shouldn't even went in the first place because
Mm-hmm.
he just the NFL wasn't for him. Saban,
Mm-hmm.
the reason he didn't really have a lot of people say he failed horribly in Miami, but if you look, he had 2 seasons of 9-7, and the reason he didn't succeed there is because he didn't have a quarterback. If his stupid team doctor in Miami wouldn't have failed Drew Brees' physical and told him not to take Drew Brees, and he takes Drew Brees, I don't think Saban ever goes to Alabama.
Probably, but I'm actually happy that did because then it really evolutionized the college football world, to be honest. So, hey, things happen for good reason.
I mean,
And plus, not every coach is going to be successful. Now, I think Ryan Day could, but it's like, it again, for him, it's going to be how stable is because he's not going to want to go to a dumpster fire, say, like the Chicago Bears. He's not going to want to go to that franchise. I'm sorry.
well, remember he coached with Chippa in San Francisco when they went there for a year and got fired. There was no
Yeah, that's
stability. They
only
got
because I mean he was the QB coach. It's not,
yeah.
and trust me, I thought it was a bad move for them to take. I thought it was a bad move for Kelly take that job just because, like, dude, Jim Harbaugh left behind such a ruckus. Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to repair that in a year, and I'm actually kind of upset with the Niners because you should have known that wasn't gonna happen.
Well, I mean, just wait in 3 and 4. Probably I'd say 4 years. That same thing's going to happen to the Chargers because Harbaugh's his little act that he puts on is going to get old. He's going to lose the locker room. They're going to get sick of him there, and that place is going to end up worse than when he found it. So that's usually what happens when he
That's what
leaves.
he always does. I mean, again, just look at Scum. He just left behind a whole a whole freaking graveyard over there. So like that's what he does.
When he left the 49ers, it was a wreck. I mean, granted, the guy got him turned around, but then yeah, you get him to the mountaintop, but then when you leave him, at the depths of the
I mean,
mountain. I
when
mean,
he left, it was already going down because they were like 8-8, and players hated him.
yeah.
Players and the front administration, the players in the administration all hated Harbaugh. They did not like that goof. They didn't.
Lee has a point. June 6th is coming soon.
Oh yeah, and Andre had, if Coach Day stays for the next 10 years, how many natties do either of you say he wins? I think he wins about like 5 at least.
4 for sure. Maybe
Mm,
6.
maybe 6.
I
Maybe.
mean, maybe.
If he goes on the next segment like running, he wins 6. That'd be funny. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he would be then he would be the GOAT of Ohio State. He would surpass Woody at 5, and
Hmm.
it would be crazy. I'd love to see him go try for it. Don't get me wrong, but I just think after a while, I think he will want to go for the. I think he will want to go to the NFL and try to be a head coach there.
I think he will at some point. Plus, I think I do think Ryan Day will want to try to see if we can have a successor at head coach. I will say that I think he's gonna want to see if we can do that for this very reason because it's like Urban Meyer made sure he was set up very well here to succeed, and I think he's gonna make sure that that is the case for the next head coach of Ohio State as well. And if there's one thing you know about Ohio State now, this is where you do have to start planning and start thinking about. I know not now, but it's like maybe you should think about doing that now about who could succeed Ryan Day in the next set of years because that should always be on your mind. Because and I don't think Ryan Day will stay for like 10 years. I really do. I think he'll stay, and then eventually he'll probably go off to the NFL.
I
But it's
hope so,
like,
but I think we do have our next head coach in waiting. Actually, I think they're training. They're actually training him right now as the offensive coordinator.
Brian Hartline, I would love that too. Him or Marcus Freeman, to be honest.
Well, I think it's either going to be him or Laurinaitis. Honestly, I think them are the two
True.
guys. But James is a very smart guy, but a lot of these people don't want to hire defensive minded coaches. So I mean, that's the knock on James. He's a
I
defensive
mean,
guy.
it depends though on like because if you look at a guy like Aaron Glenn, like what he's doing for the New York Jets, like he's a defensive minded coach, but he wants to be focused on all levels of the team. So like if you have a head coach that can focus on every aspect, because even though Ryan Day's an offensive minded coach, he still focuses on the defense. He still does. So it's like you just have to have a coach who could be all around.
I just think with Ryan Day being the quarterback whisperer and an offensive guy, the
Hmm.
NFL franchises are going to be slobbering for him. I mean, just wanting to get that guy there, man.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, there is some rumblings that because the thing is about Scum, and I didn't even touch on this, but their NIL, what you call it, starting to dry up.
There's rumors
Because
that they're missing some payments to some people.
yeah,
That's the rumor.
including Bryce Underwood. Let people know that that's true. Like they're missing some payments to Bryce Underwood, because the reason why the NIL has dried up for them is because the boosters are starting to see through their lies and are like, wait a minute, y'all told us this wasn't gonna happen. So like, what's going on now? So now it does make you wonder: are kids? Because we've started to see it already with some kids transferring out of Michigan already. How many more do y'all think transfers out? I think Bryce Underwood leaves.
There's a lot of us that said he. I think it all depends on the bowl band. If they,
From what it sounds like, Michigan might get a multi-year bowl ban.
if they get a 3-year bowl ban, he's gone. 2-year,
Hmm.
there's a possibility he stays, but I honestly think why would you want to? You don't have 1 year to compete for a natty, or
Yeah, like Joe, and I'm not gonna lie to you, and I didn't bring this up, but Joe Cattle, come on, man. Like, if any of you have watched it, because I took the liberty of watching, I'm like, Joel, dude, you've been wrong about this from the very beginning. Just own it.
yep.
Like, don't try to screw it towards the NCAA because they take forever. We all know they take forever, but this is actually the one time where I'm actually thankful they take forever because guess what? They've managed to stockpile so much evidence against this program to bury them for the next set of years.
Well,
This is the one time that you can say thank you for being this way.
the thing is they couldn't go fast because they kept look how much more stuff kept coming in. There's more and
Hmm.
more stuff coming in. They
Yeah,
couldn't.
that's why they didn't go fast because
I mean,
they could see it. It was more evidence out there. They knew it.
it's going to be interesting when all the evidence come out and we get to read it all. How
Hmm.
entertaining that's going to be and how damning is that going to be for Michigan. I
That's
think it's
gonna
going to be
be
catastrophic. I think it's going to be one of those.
catastrophic and it's gonna kill their reputation. It just is. Like
The,
there's one thing about scum, and then we're gonna again we already talked about it because them scum fans are gonna be disappearing from social media, disappearing from YouTube. You're only gonna have like two podcasts on YouTube that's still around from the scum side of things. We already know Burks doesn't like what Michigan's done as far as the whole cheating thing. So like if this comes about, imagine how like us Buckeye fans are gonna be. We're gonna be partying like it's no tomorrow. And not only that, but there's actually a quote I read from an article about the scandal who had an interview with an anonymous Power Four coach. He's not from the Big Ten. I'm gonna tell you this now. He's not from the Big Ten, but this is an anonymous Power Four coach. He said all coaches from the Power Four in the SEC, in the Big Ten, especially obviously, in the Big 12 and the ACC, who all care about this scandal.
Yeah, I saw that too. Then the scum fans were trying to say it was made up, and
No,
why?
it's not, because trust me, there are plenty of coaches who've come out spoken about this. Oh, and Grandpa Buck, I guess the Cavs game didn't go so well.
Oh no, man!
Because him doing this, like with the emoji like this, it's like
Did
it's
they
basically
lose?
telling me if did they lose? Did they seriously lose, or are they just playing like trash?
If they lost, oh man, they'll be out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The
That.
lawsuits for Weiss could be $1 billion.
Yep.
I mean, what makes me laugh is they're like, well, we'll take them to court. Well, if they don't break any bylaws, you won't have a leg to stand on. Are you gonna go spend more
Right.
money on lawyers?
You can't take the NCAA to court over the bylaws you agreed to. And not
Exactly.
only that, but then it's like I see some of them tried to say they were going to change that. And I'm like, no, they weren't. They were never going to change that. They're like, no, that's so cheap. That's just disadvantaging to all these to all these to all these programs, because not every program has the ability to do that. You have to have a level playing field, and that's what a problem with these scum fans is. They're too idiotic. And Lee, how can
Okay.
any parent want their child to go to Michigan? It's a disgusting school and athletic program. Yeah, these parents, the good parents. A lot of these parents really don't want their kids going there, and these recruits really don't want to go there either. Like anytime that you have Con 3, I'm gonna call them Con 3 because that's what they are. Con 3, 24/7, or anybody telling you that Michigan is in on some of these recruits, take it with a huge grain of salt.
I mean, they could have been in because they were throwing them a big bag of money, but it doesn't mean, jack crap until, the kid commits somewhere.
No,
I
I'm talking about
mean,
like as soon as this news and stuff got out. Like
oh,
take it with a huge grain of salt because it's like, nah. Like these kids, and again, these kids have said it. Like we've heard it from Nevada, we've heard it from countless others. These kids saw through the lies. And not only that, but the fact that this program enabled a pedophile and a pervert.
I
The
mean,
fact that you enabled that is like disgusting enough to not want these kids to go, because now they can't even trust you because something does happen to them. They can't go to you. And again, we just talked about it. John Vaughn, the legendary scum running back, he talked about the same thing. So I was like, no, when you have one of your former players coming out saying this about your program, and you legitimately have the fact that your program enabled this stuff, yeah, why would any parent want their kid to go there? Let alone why would any recruit want to go there?
well, I mean, what's bad is not just the football team. The basketball team was in trouble. The hockey
Yep,
team. I mean, it was all
the
their effort.
baseball team,
I mean, how does Ward Manuel still have a job? I mean, he must know where all the bodies are buried or blackmailing somebody to keep his job that long.
pretty much.
You know, and to all you scum fans that sit there and say Harbaugh didn't know anything,
Bye.
you don't ask for immunity in your contract and demand it if you're innocent.
Right.
So come on.
Not only that, but it's like, why would you give the game ball to Connor Stallions if you didn't know
Exactly.
anything? Why would you do that? I don't care if a guy is good at picking signs. You have never seen, like Kirk Martin, who was on our staff as a coaching as a GA, I believe. He literally was picking signs for Ohio State, like from the sideline, just reading in the signals. They never gave him a game ball. They never
Kirk,
did. So like
Kirk's
it.
here
So
taking it.
yeah, but that's the thing though. Is like they never even offered him one. Same with anybody else who's good at picking signals. They never offered you a game ball. They never do. Like they never do. So like the fact that you became the first program and the fact that you actually have a whistleblower because y'all tried to say, oh, Ryan Day's brother, you found out real easily someone within your own program that told on you. And you got a bunch of whistleblowers. Like basically, as Andre Green said, basically you got a whistleblower at Scumbag U, legit.
It's like that horror movie. The call's coming from inside the house, people. Inside the
Yeah,
house.
yeah, I would yeah, Lee basically said it. And then think about it like this too. Here's another one from Stubby. When will Chase Herbstreit enter the portal? We need him back with a laughing
That
emoji.
poor kid. That kid didn't even get it. The only reason he got offered as a preferred walk on to come up there was the troll Ohio State. If the
Yeah,
kid
which
was
as
good,
if it worked.
I mean, the kids never go see the field.
Pretty much.
Unless he
And it's like,
transfers to
and not
Alabama.
only that, but think about it too. His brother is a Buckeye, so it's like it's got like a better way to troll. But also, if you're like Kirk Herbstein, like
Herb
why would you
Street.
let your Herbstreak, whatever? I don't care. Why would you let your kid go there with all the stuff coming out about the pedophile and the pervert? Like, why would you do that?
Because
What parent lets their kids do this?
that was the only place I gave it offered his kid.
The only like blue blood that did.
I
And
mean,
it's like you
Division
had other
One. I
school.
mean,
No, he had other Division One offers. I saw his list. He had other Division One offers. It's just that he chose the big blue blood, and now you're going to be going to a program that's going to get hit with so many sanctions. And not only that, but if anything happens to you, there's nothing you can do about it
you know,
because Michigan's just going to cover it up like they always do. What I find funny, Tyler, what I find funny is Michigan fans, I hope you are sleeping well at night. These 3 weeks learning, leaning up to your program you
mortality
your mortality, you might want to prepare
for a
for,
UOG Michigan
yeah,
man.
for, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see. I'm sorry, people. Sometimes my brain can go one way or the other when I'm reading. I'm sorry. That's funny.
Oh, guys, this has been a great show. I appreciate everybody that came in here tonight. Tyler, they are oddly changing their tunes a bit. Now it's quite arrogant.
Yep.
Some of the ones I hear are still as arrogantly and still as ignorant. I
That's
mean,
because some of them are still stupid
and
and
hypocritical.
unintelligent. Unintelligent would be more the word.
Need to stop smoking that crack from Detroit and stop mixing that Kool-Aid from that water in Flint, people. I mean, it's bad. Don't be
Yeah,
mixing that stuff.
pretty
I mean,
much.
honestly, you could go watch a couple of their podcasts, and that's the perfect reason why nobody would want to do drugs. I tell you.
I mean,
So,
practically. Hey, like I said, if you want to be stupider, go watch their shows, man. Again, I said it. Every time you watch their podcast, you feel dumber every time. It feels like your intelligence is going one way. You watch anybody else, and
I'll
I
give
can't
Ma-
wait to get
hey,
our
look,
a friend of ours on here to talk
I'll
about it
give
more.
I'll give Mays I'll give Mays credit. He's one of the good ones, one of the few. But some of his co-hosts, I know they are really let's say irking some people right now. So Mays
Yeah,
is a good man,
he's a
but
good dude, but he cannot have them co-host on. No.
I know they're your favorite, so they gave me the respect, but they sure didn't show you that on the Johnny Owen show, did they?
No, they didn't.
So
And I'm like I told Maze Madman, and like I said, for Maze Madman, if you're gonna have me on that show, take your little co-hosts off it, because otherwise, if they get disrespectful with me again, you better make it unmonetized for kids, and you better make it so known that it's not for kids. You better make that known, because I'm gonna cuss them out. I don't care if they're on there. They better show me respect, or I'm cussing them out. I don't care.
now, guys, coming up soon, probably in a couple weeks, I'd say probably maybe 2 weeks. Tim Anderson is going to be joining the fold. He's going to be our third co-host. We got a lot of great stuff planned with him and coming up. Eric and him and I and TG have some plans for some things to do on the show. Got some guests lined up too that are going to be coming on in the near future. Maybe some surprises that you know might really make you guys happy. If you guys like the last surprise we had. There's a few in the works that you know. Just stay tuned. That's all I got to say. You guys will
Yeah,
enjoy
stay
it.
tuned for some big time guests to have Tim Anderson. You guys are really gonna love it. It's gonna be real fun too.
Hey guys, we appreciate you all. You guys are the best. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys because you guys support us. Without you guys, there is no us. So I
Yep.
know Eric feels the same way, and we appreciate Eric and Chris and Corey and Sarah for bringing us on this channel and giving us a home and to let us be us and have fun and get to talk our favorite football team, get to talk college football, get to make new friends, get to hang out with all of you guys every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I mean, what else can we say, TG?
All
I
we can
mean,
say is thank you guys for always being here, supporting our show, and like, share, subscribe. The OHL podcast, the Buckeye Lounge. Help us get our views up there. Help us get our podcast out there, get bigger, and spread the love with family, friends, and everyone you know. And most importantly, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the OHL podcast. You never miss an episode of the Buckeye Lounge or call-in shows or even our Sunday shows, roundtable shows. Make sure you tune in,
Roundtable.
guys.
I mean, Monday and Thursday, Eric and Chris are killing it with the call-in shows, and of course, the roundtable on Sunday is just awesome. I mean, Eric always has good topics. He always has Corey's with him, and they always have good guests on too. Sometimes Chris is on too. Last Sunday, we just want to shout out Mika. Mika, you did awesome. We love you. Girl, you killed it. We are so proud of you. We are very proud of Mika. Everybody knows her as a recruiting guru. She kicked butt on Sunday, and I'm very proud of her. And I hope
Very
she.
proud of you, Mika. Loved it watching, girl.
So, guys, until next Tuesday when we see you guys, make sure if you see a Michigan fan, you know what to say to them.
Michigan still sucks.
Till next time, OH.
Ayo, go Bucks. We out.
Peace out.